A big-time oil price hike could end the year for Filipinos. Next year's increases are projected at more than 1 peso per liter for diesel, gasoline, and kerosene. For those on a budget, one group has tips on how to spend less for Noche Buena fares. And expect lots of laughs in next year's Golden Globe Awards. Filipino-American comic Jokoy is hosting. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. 2023 could be ending with more expensive petroleum products. Prices of gasoline and diesel are seen to go up by 1 peso and 40 centavos to 1 peso and 60 centavos. A big-time increase is also expected for kerosene, 1 peso and 60 centavos to 1 peso and 80 centavos a liter. The Energy Department Oil Industry Management Bureau attributes this to the unexpected buildup in the U.S. crude stockpiles. There is also a growing avoidance of the Red Sea by oil companies and tanker owners amid ramped-up attacks on vessels by rebels. It's going to be a rainy Christmas weekend in some parts of the country. In the next 3 days, PAGASA says the eastern section of Luzon may experience scattered rain due to the shear line. The rest of northern and central Luzon, Calabarzon, and Metro Manila could experience downpours due to the northeast monsoon or amihan. The easterlies are also bringing isolated rain showers to the rest of the country. A supermarket industry group has assured no more price increases in holiday fares until the end of the year. Still, consumers are finding out that their budgets could only stretch as far. Here's the story.
Before going home to Cagayan Valley, Evangeline first bought large boxes of biscuits as souvenirs for her relatives. However, her initial budget of 1,000 pesos was only enough for 2 boxes of biscuits and some grocery items.
Laki ng pinagbago ng mga presyo ngayon sa dati kumpara sa dati.
Mylene also noticed that the price of all-purpose cream she usually purchases has increased since her last buy in August. With this, they had to make some adjustments to the pricing so the wallets of their customers won't bleed dry.
Konti lang naman po ang presyo na pinapatong po namin kasi po mahirap naman po magtaas ka po ng price mo kasi baka wala na pong bumili. Pero hindi po masasacrifice yung lasa.
The Philippine Amalgamated Supermarkets Association has since assured that Noche Buena items won't be a burden on the pocket. They claim that the prices of these items will no longer increase until the end of the year.
This December, wala nang tumaas actually. Everybody has already prepared. Pricing is a management strategy. They've already prepared as early as probably September, October. Magkano natin ibabagsak yan come December para pantay-pantay nationwide, assuming proper ang ating distribution and assuming proper ang ordering ng mga tindahan na to.
But if you're tight on budget, the group suggests including some grocery hacks to ensure that your Christmas feast is still complete. Instead of spaghetti, they say you can use different types of noodles instead.
Malamig ang hangin, so tamang-tama, mainit na higop ng sabaw ng sotangon. Be creative, swak sa budget. Diba? Sa pangailangan, angkop sa ating pagsasama, pagtitipon-tipon during Christmas Eve.
You can also substitute the usual brand with something more affordable, yet still of quality. They also suggest checking the label because sometimes it's the same company that produces, but with different packaging and brand. They also recommend exploring the sales section of the grocery store, which may contain some good bargains.
Go out and look for these items, sulit na sulit, diba? Even if they're near expiration, but most of the time hindi pa near expiration yan. Meron pang 2025 mag-expire. Pero sinesale na nila.
For those looking for queso de bola and ham, don't be surprised if they're frequently available or out of stock in some grocery stores. There seems to be an issue with distribution, especially since the stores ordered just enough to coincide with the holiday season. The group also expects that shoppers will once again flock to supermarkets before the new year.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. President Bongbong Marcos has vetoed 2 provisions of the 2024 national budget. These are the Justice Department's revolving fund and budget for the implementation of the government's Career Executive Service Development Program. President Marcos said he is obliged to veto the additional provision for the DOJ since there is no law authorizing the agency to have a revolving fund. As for the second veto, Marcos Jr. cited the lack of appropriation for the initiative, plus the fact that a Career Executive Service Board already exists. President Marcos signed a 5.76 trillion peso national budget last Wednesday. The National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, has approved the extension of lowered tariffs for select imports. This means that until December next year, tariffs for pork will remain at 15 to 25%, corn at 5 to 15%, and rice at 35%. This is contained in Executive Order Number 10, which was signed by President Marcos in 2022. Recall that several agricultural groups opposed to the order while importers favored it. NEDA explained that the poor will bear the brunt of higher food prices if the government does not allow the extension.
To raise the tariff when world prices are rising is suicidal for your poor. Why do you want to, so in fact, what you would want to do and what many other countries do is when world prices are rising, actually you reduce the tariff temporarily para the domestic prices will be stable.
And here's what's happening overseas. Pope Francis is warning against inflexible ideologies after approving a ruling on blessing same-sex couples. While the pontiff's recent declaration was welcomed by many, conservatives believe it could shake the foundations of the Catholic faith. But the Pope has this caution about rigid ideological positions that come under the guise of good intentions. He said these may hinder the Church from seeing reality and moving forward. The Pope has long been trying to make the Church more welcoming to people who feel excluded, including the LGBTQIA+ community. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences unveils its short list of 10 Oscar categories. Prominently represented in many categories are Greta Gerwig's Barbie, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, and Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Original song contenders include 3 entries from Barbie. Philippine entry Iti Mapukpukaw or The Missing failed to make the cut despite good reviews and intense campaigning. Final nominations for the Oscars will be announced on January 23, while 96th Academy Awards show will be held on March 10. And American-Filipino comedian Jokoy will host the 81st Golden Globe Awards on January 7. Organizers said they are counting on Jokoy to bring his infectious energy and relatable humor to the awards night. This is the stand-up comic's first time hosting a major award show, and he hopes this will make his Filipino family proud. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Have a happy holiday, everyone. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.